Picture this. You check your numbers at 11 at night, half asleep, phone screen too bright in a dark room. You check them again, then a third time because your brain refuses to accept what your eyes are telling it. You just won the jackpot. Here's what nobody tells you in that moment. The money isn't the hard part. Keeping it and keeping yourself safe while you do is the hard part. Ask Jack Whittaker. He won $315 million in West Virginia, and within a few years he'd been robbed, sued, and had watched his own family fall apart around him. Or look at Abraham Shakespeare, a $17 million winner from Florida who trusted the wrong person and ended up buried under a slab of concrete in someone's backyard. Meanwhile, there's a person who won $1.5 billion in Mega Millions back in 2018 whose name almost nobody knows to this day. Same jackpot game, same life-changing sum, two completely different outcomes. The difference isn't luck. It's what happens in the first 7 days. And here's what makes this tricky. Nobody prepares you for it. There's no manual that comes stapled to a winning ticket. Most people spend years dreaming about what they do with a jackpot, the house, the car, the trip, and 0 minutes thinking about the mechanics of actually surviving the transition. That gap is exactly where things go wrong. It's not the money itself that ruins people. It's the vacuum where a plan should have been. So today we're walking through 13 moves, the exact playbook lawyers, financial advisors, and security consultants give to jackpot winners the moment the ticket is confirmed. Some of these will surprise you. A few of them might sound paranoid until you hear the story behind them. Stick around, because move number 6 is the one most winners skip, and it's the one that costs people the most. Move 1. Sign the ticket, then go silent. The instant you confirm you've won, sign the back of that ticket. That's it. That's the only public action you take. No calling your sister, no posting a screenshot, no telling the guy at the gas station where you bought it, even if he's been ringing you up for 10 years. From this point forward, treat information about your win like a leak that could sink a ship, because it can. Here's why the silence matters so much. Winners who talk in the first 48 hours, even to people they trust completely, create a paper trail of witnesses. Every person who knows becomes a potential leak, whether through gossip, a slipped comment at a bar, or a well-meaning post that gets screenshotted before it's deleted. The $1.35 billion Mega Millions winner from Maine found this out the hard way. His child's mother mentioned the win, word got out, and he ended up suing her for $100,000 in damages. One conversation. That's all it took. So for now, your only job is to keep the ticket somewhere secure, a safety deposit box, not your wallet, and start dialing the next number on this list. It also helps to make photocopies of both sides of the ticket and store them somewhere separate from the original. Tickets get lost, damaged, or stolen more often than people expect, and a jackpot-winning piece of paper sitting loose in a jacket pocket is a disaster waiting to happen. Treat it the way a bank would treat a signed check for 9 figures, because that's essentially what it is. Move 2, call a lottery lawyer before you call anyone else, not a general practice attorney, not your cousin who does contracts, a lawyer who specifically handles lottery winners, and ideally one who's walked a client through a jackpot this size before. This person becomes your shield for the next several months. They'll tell you which state allows anonymity and which doesn't. They'll structure the claim so your name never has to touch a press release. They'll field the calls you're not equipped to field yet, because right now you're not thinking clearly. Nobody would be. And that's exactly when bad deals get signed. The anonymous 2018 Mega Millions winner is the case study everyone points to. Attorney Kurt Panusas built the legal framework that let her collect $1.5 billion without her name ever becoming public record. Years later, people still don't know who she is. That's not luck. That's a lawyer doing their job before the winner did anything else. Find this person in the first 24 to 48 hours. Everything else on this list depends on them being in place first. Move 3. Claim through a trust or LLC, not your own name. Here's a detail a lot of new winners miss. In most states, whatever name appears on the claim becomes public record, forever, searchable, permanent. Your lawyer's first real task is setting up a blind trust or an LLC. with a name so boring nobody would ever connect it to a jackpot. Think Lacoma Island Investments, which is the actual entity a $1.35 billion main winner used to claim their prize in 2023. Nobody Googling that name finds a person. They find a shell company that could be selling insurance for all anyone knows. A New Hampshire woman who won $559 million took this even further. She fought the lottery commission in court for the right to claim through a trust and keep her identity sealed, and she won. That fight set a precedent other winners now lean on. The lesson here is simple. Never let your personal name touch the claim paperwork if there's any legal way around it. Move 4. Burn your old contact information, new phone number, new email, a P.O. box instead of your home address for any mail related to the winnings. Do this before you claim, not after. Sounds extreme until you hear the numbers. Advisors who work with winners say it's common to see thousands of messages arrive within the first 2 days of a win becoming public. Reporters, distant acquaintances, people who found a phone number online and decided to try their luck. The Michigan couple who split $842.4 million in 2024 brought on an entire PR team with one job: scrub their old digital footprint before it could be used to find them. Your old number, your old email, your old public-facing accounts, they're doors. Close them before anyone knows there's a reason to knock. Move 5, hire security before you think you need it. This is the move people resist the most because in the moment, hiring bodyguards feels like something out of a movie, not something that applies to your actual life. But the math doesn't lie. Edwin Castro won the record $2.04 billion Powerball jackpot and now travels with a security detail after being followed by strangers who somehow track down where he lives. Jack Whittaker went the opposite direction with no real security plan, and within about a year, more than $745,000 was stolen from his vehicles across multiple break-ins. Not stolen once, multiple times. Because once word gets around that a person has that kind of money, they stop being seen as a neighbor and start being seen as a target. Upgrade your home security, put in cameras, consider a temporary move to a secure short-term rental while your legal and financial structure gets built. It's not paranoia, it's proportional to the risk. Think about it from the outside for a second. To a stranger, you haven't changed at all. Same face, same car, same house. But the moment your win becomes known, that ordinary picture gets a price tag attached to it. People who would never have considered breaking into your home suddenly start thinking about what might be inside. A security upgrade isn't about expecting the worst from everyone around you. It's about closing the gap between the version of you that existed last week and the version that exists now, before anyone else notices the difference. Move 6. Build your financial team before you spend a dollar. Here's a statistic that should stop you in your tracks. Sudden Wealth advisor Robert Pagliarini has said roughly 70% of lottery winners burn through their winnings within a few years when they don't bring in professional guidance. 70%. That's not a small risk. That's the default outcome without a plan. Your team needs 4 people at minimum: a certified financial planner, a CPA, an estate attorney, and a tax lawyer. These aren't overlapping roles you can consolidate to save money. Each one catches a different kind of mistake. Evelyn Adams won the lottery twice, and still lost $5.4 million to bad investments and gambling because she didn't have the right people telling her no when she needed to hear it. Money doesn't manage itself, and it definitely doesn't manage itself well when the person holding it just went through the most disorienting week of their life. Move 7, get everyone who knows to sign an NDA. This one feels uncomfortable. Asking your own family to sign a legal document about your winnings can feel like you're accusing them of something. You're not. You're protecting all of you. Remember the main winner and his child's mother? That wasn't a stranger leaking information, that was someone close to him, and it still cost $100,000 in legal fees and damages to sort out. The people closest to you are often the ones with the most casual access to the information and the least understanding of how quickly it can spread. A non-disclosure agreement isn't about distrust. It's a boundary, drawn once, clearly, so nobody has to guess where the line is later. Sign these before the ticket is even claimed if you can manage it. Move 8. Consider whether you need to move. Not every winner needs to relocate, but for large jackpots, especially ones that become public knowledge, staying in the same house, same neighborhood, same daily routine can turn your own driveway into a liability. Several states, Delaware, Kansas, Maryland, Montana, and Texas among them, allow winners more anonymity protections than others, and buying property through your trust or LLC keeps your real name off the deed. One well-publicized winner ended up with police stationed outside her home around the clock for 2 years just to manage the volume of unwanted visitors. Eventually, she sold the house entirely and started over somewhere nobody knew her face. You don't have to decide this in week 1, but it belongs on the table, especially if your win is the kind that makes local news. Move 9, go dark on social media. Every photo you post is a data point. The car in the driveway, the new watch, the vacation photo with the resort's geotag still attached. None of it needs a caption saying, "I won the lottery," for people to start putting pieces together. Timothy Schultz won $29 million in Iowa and made the decision to hold a press conference. Overnight, strangers were approaching him in public asking for money, autographs, favors, treating him less like a person and more like a walking ATM. He's since said he wishes he'd handled it differently. Lock down your accounts. Ask close family to do the same. This isn't forever. Plenty of winners rebuild a public presence years later, once the initial frenzy has passed. But in week 1, the safest version of you online is the version that isn't there. Move 10, route all money requests through your team. Once people know, they will ask. Distant cousins, old coworkers, a childhood friend you haven't spoken to in a decade, charities, strangers who found your new email somehow anyway. Everyone will have a reason your money should become their money, and some of those reasons will be genuinely sympathetic, which makes them harder to say no to. This is why your financial advisor or attorney should be the one fielding these requests, not you. Set limits in advance, a number for family, a policy for charitable giving, and let your team be the ones who say no. It takes the emotional weight off your shoulders, and it protects you from the kind of manipulation that gets easier to fall for the more exhausted you are. The Abraham Shakespeare case is the extreme version of what happens when this goes wrong. He trusted the wrong person with access to his money and his trust, and it ended in his murder. That's the worst-case scenario, and it's rare, but it's also exactly why a buffer between you and financial pressure isn't optional. There's also a quieter version of this danger that doesn't make headlines, the slow erosion that happens when a winner says yes just a few too many times. A loan here, a gift there, an investment in a friend's business idea that never quite gets off the ground. None of these individual decisions look reckless in the moment. It's only years later, looking back at the total, that winners realize how much slipped away one small yes at a time. A buffer stops that pattern before it starts. Move 11, lock down your identity. Winning a jackpot puts a target on your personal information, not just your bank account. The FTC tracked nearly 3,500 lottery-related scam reports in 2024 alone, adding up to $29.2 million in losses. Some of these scams are crude, a fake email asking for a processing fee. Others are more sophisticated, with scammers posing as lottery officials and requesting a copy of your passport or social security number to verify a win you already legitimately have. Freeze your credit with all 3 bureaus. Set up fraud alerts. Check your accounts daily for the first few weeks, not weekly. And never, under any circumstance, send identifying documents to someone who contacted you first. Real lottery officials don't need your social security number over email. Move 12. Keep your spending quiet. Even with a trust in place, a locked-down social media presence, and a lawyer handling communications, your day-to-day spending can still give you away. A new luxury car registered in your name, a large cash withdrawal at a local bank branch where the teller knows you. These small moments add up to a pattern people notice. For daily transactions, some winners use prepaid cards purchased with cash or virtual card services that can be tied to a single purchase and shut off instantly if something feels off. It sounds like overkill for a coffee run, but the goal isn't any single transaction. It's making sure nothing about your daily life visibly changed overnight. Move 13. Take care of your mind, not just your money. This is the one that gets skipped most often, and it might be the most important. Winning life-changing money is not purely a financial event, it's a psychological one. Every relationship in your life shifts, sometimes subtly, sometimes overnight. Friends treat you differently. Family dynamics get strange. Strangers assume things about you that aren't true. Studies on lottery winners have found something counterintuitive. There's often a spike in happiness right after a win, and then it settles back close to baseline, sometimes even lower, once the stress of managing sudden wealth sets in. There's a well-known case of a UK teenager who won close to £2 million, and within a few years was dealing with depression and a gambling problem before getting the help she needed to turn things around. Sudden wealth doesn't automatically fix what was already hard in your life. Sometimes it makes those things louder. A therapist who specializes in sudden wealth isn't a luxury here. It's part of the same toolkit as your CPA and your lawyer. Money and mental health are not separate problems. They're the same problem wearing different clothes. Part of what makes this so disorienting is that winners often feel guilty admitting any of it out loud. From the outside, complaining about a jackpot sounds absurd. Who would feel stressed after winning millions? But the isolation is real. You can't talk to most of the people in your old life the same way anymore because the dynamic has shifted whether either of you wants it to or not. A good therapist gives you somewhere to say the quiet part. That this is hard, that you're scared of losing it, that you miss feeling normal, without worrying about how it lands on the other end. Once the dust from week one settles, the final piece is building protection that lasts for years, not just days. Multiple LLCs for different investments, so a single lawsuit can't touch everything you own at once. Trusts that hold assets while keeping beneficiaries out of public view. This is the long game, the structure that keeps your first week's careful decisions from unraveling 5 years down the line. Here's the thing about all 13 of these moves. None of them require you to be an expert. They require you to be quiet, patient, and willing to let professionals do their jobs before you do anything yourself. The winners who struggled, Whittaker, Shakespeare, Adams, didn't lose because they were foolish. They lost because they moved fast in a situation that demanded they move slow. The winners who disappeared safely into their new lives didn't get lucky twice. They just followed a playbook. Now you have it too. And maybe you'll never need any of this. Maybe the closest you'll get to a jackpot is watching a video like this one at midnight, wondering what you'd actually do if those 6 numbers lined up. But odds move. Someone's ticket matches eventually, every single week, somewhere. Knowing the playbook before you need it is the whole point, because the one thing every story in this video has in common is that the winners never saw it coming until it already had. If this was useful, you know what to do. Like it, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might need it someday. Because odds are, someone in your life is going to win eventually. Might as well be ready. Stay smart. Stay safe.